What's going on, guys? Welcome back here to Monk Spot. As we said last week, we're traveling midway through the season. It's week 9 in the NFL, and what we're going to do here on the spot is try to do a new segment for you guys called State of the NFL Undefeated Teams. For a lot of other teams out here, some have too many losses where they can't even come back from. Some are going to be out of contention after this week. A couple of your teams have a couple of losses, but they're above 500. Some are sub 500, and the others, as I said, are undefeated. So what we're going to do here is take a look at the undefeated team specifically, starting here with the Carolina Panthers. As we look at a couple of their games they have left on the schedule, we see a matchup this Sunday with Green Bay. Green Bay already lost a game last week. They're 6-1. But I look for Cam to be able to have the upset here. Let's look at week 10 against the Tennessee Titans. It's another winnable game going up against Marcus Mariota. Cam Newton and his defense should have no problem shutting down the Tennessee Titans. Week 11 against November 22nd is the Washington Redskins. The NFC East is having a lot of problems. Kirk Cousins, no way he's going to be able to keep up in the shootout with Cam Newton. Then we're going to take it to a Thanksgiving Day game. Turkey Day, is the Dallas Cowboys facing off against the Panthers. I'm a Cowboys fan myself. I hope we look for those guys to be rebounded by then. Tony Romo will be back in the fold. Will they get the win? I'm going to have an upset here for the Carolina Panthers. Yes, it's the fan in me saying that, but hey, that's okay. Turning around for week 13, the Carolina Panthers have a matchup against New Orleans. New Orleans knocked off the undefeated Falcons at one time, but I look for them to be able to do the same for New Orleans Saints, who are on the road. They're 500, but I don't see too much of a problem with them beating their divisional foe. They got another division game backing up after that with the Atlanta Falcons. The Falcons are still a potent team on offense. They shouldn't pose too much of a threat to Cam Newton, who hasn't been doing it with his own primary receivers. But hey, that's okay. He's an NFL MVP candidate this year. I look for him to knock out the Falcons. They got another game against the New York Giants, which is probably a pretty winnable game. Then coming back around to the Atlanta Falcons again. They may split this time. Hey, we'll find out. Then we're looking at the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. That's an easy win. If I gave a prediction on the Carolina Panthers season, they cruise through 14-2. We're going to take another look at another team here in the Denver Broncos schedule. Week 9, they're going to have the Indianapolis Colts. Peyton Manning has another homecoming game this week. He has a homecoming game against the Indianapolis Colts. A lot of Indianapolis fans are going to be welcoming him to that stadium. Not too much for the too many woes that the Colts are having this year, firing their head coach, Andrew Luck's injuries. I look for the Broncos to breeze through this game. They're going to get the Denver Broncos schedule now. They got a homecoming matchup with Peyton Manning facing off against the Indianapolis Colts. Pretty sure those fans will be welcoming him there. I look for the Broncos to not have too many problems with the Colts. Let's look at the Kansas City Chiefs in Week 10. Also a winnable game. They got the Bears after that. But look at this Patriots game. Let's say that the Broncos are undefeated by that point. How good is it for one last time and Manning's last season, supposedly, for him to go up against Tom Brady? Tom Brady, Peyton Manning, the matchups of the century, has been the matchups of the century for a very long time in this last decade anyway. But if I had a team to win that game, since that secondary was able to best Aaron Rodgers last time, why not they do it again? Broncos remain undefeated in Week 12 against the Patriots. Let's take it to the Chargers. The Chargers gave those guys a run for their money last year in a win, if I'm not mistaken. But this time around, with no Keenan Allen for Phillip Rivers to throw to, I look for the Broncos to be able to take this game against the Raiders in Week 14. Also a winnable game. Look at this matchup against the Steelers. I think Ben Roethlisberger will make them play close, give their defense a tough time for the Broncos. But I also think that's a winnable game. They face off against an undefeated team in the Cincinnati Bengals. Bearing that the Bengals are undefeated at that time, I'm going to give that matchup to the Broncos also. Defense is winning these games for these guys. Another divisional matchup against the Chargers. Broncos may remain undefeated. Who knows? How about Tom Brady and that New England's offense and his defense as well? We're going to take a look at their schedule. Week 9, they're going to be going up against the Washington Redskins this Sunday. Definitely winnable game. Week 10, they got the New York Giants. And Week 11, they got the Buffalo Bills. Look for the Buffalo Bills to try to rebound as Rex Ryan will try to get his rematch with Tom Brady. But, hey, we're looking at the Patriots to best both of those games. At Denver and Mile High, as they're going to have to take on Peyton Manning, as I said, for the Denver Broncos. I look for the Broncos to take that game. That's a loss for the Patriots. Look at the Philadelphia Eagles they have to go up against in Week 13. Also, winnable game. Sam Bradford has too many problems in that offense. Chip Kelly's on the hot seat down there in Philadelphia. At Houston, December 13th. Easy game, winnable. We're looking at the Tennessee Titans right after that. Christmas Day come early for the Broncos. Easy, also a winnable game. Going up against Marcus Mariota. No way he's going to be able to keep up over that defense in the shootout with Peyton Manning. Easy. And we look at the New York Jets. Whew, that defense is going to be playing those guys hard. They're only 5-4-2 at the moment. But, hey, I look for the Jets to give it to the New England Patriots this time. In another divisional matchup, they're going to split it. Patriots are going to be losing another game here. Then at Miami for the last game of the season, also a division game. Miami's been playing pretty hard-nosed football lately, but they're going to be taking this one against the Patriots. Patriots are going to be 14-2. We're going to take our last look at the Cincinnati Bengals schedule as they took their 8-0 win against the Cleveland Browns divisional game that they had 31-10. Week 10, they're going to be facing off against the Houston Texans as they're going to be coming off their bye week. Texans hoping to switch some things around that they had some woes early in their first half of the season. But I still look for the Cincinnati Bengals to take this game. Way too much offense. How about them Arizona Cardinals? They're going to be playing in Week 11. That's going to be a Sunday night football game. Woo! I look for the Cardinals defense to rise to the challenge, but I look for the Bengals to rise above them as they're going to be taking a win there. They're going to play the St. Louis Rams a week afterwards. Rams are pretty good ground game, but not enough to keep up with the Cincinnati Bengals. The Cincinnati Bengals are going to have two divisional back-to-back games with the Cleveland Browns again, and then following them is going to be Pittsburgh Steelers. Two other games that they shouldn't have no problem winning. Maybe the Steelers make it the jump on them, but I still say they'll be undefeated at this time. They're going to roll on to San Francisco on another Sunday night football game against the 49ers. Definitely a manageable game. Should be an easy win for those guys. Let's take it to the Denver Broncos. Whew, I know the Cincinnati Bengals wish they could sit at this time and rest some of those starters getting ready for the playoffs. But like I said, for the Denver Broncos, I look for them to take this game against A.J. Green and Andy Dalton, and as well as Jeremy Hill. Their defense is playing as well as anybody. Lights out, first ranked in the league. Then we're going to end the season on a high note against the Baltimore Ravens. Ravens aren't too good this season. Easy win, easy season. There it is. All right, guys, that's all we have for this segment. I hope you guys like this segment. Comment, rate, subscribe for my blog. Drop me a like. I definitely appreciate it. This is Monk Spot.